Everyone, I'm Jamie Dorley, and I got my hands full here today. I have the Godfather of Nutrition, the one and only Mr. Joe Messino, and I have DMG, D. Mike Gallagher. He is without a doubt the top educator
Yes,
and
he is.
sales professional in the world. If you don't believe me, Joe,
Ask him.
that's
That's
it.
it.
So I have
The
the
goat.
privilege of
Yeah.
having both of these guys with the wealth of knowledge and passion, and they like to have fun too.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little roundtable discussion today, and we're going to talk about stress, mood, and sleep, and maybe talk a little bit about Mike has incredible research and clinical experience with CBD. And I want to give CBD a little bit of time today because so many people have tried CBD, but have they all gotten good results? No. There was an influx of a lot of what we call cheap products from China that were out there in Mexico. Nutritional Frontiers in the World of Wellness does not do any of those products. Our products are all from the USA, the great state of Colorado, and organic farms. So that's the big difference. Number one is we know where it comes from, and then the processing area. So we're going to talk about that. But before we can jump into that, we're having the Wine of Wellness Week. This is in honor of the late great international icon, Dr. James Weiner. Mike, when did you first meet Dr. Weiner?
Oh, it was in the 90s, like 18 years ago, I believe. It was never a dull moment. He taught me a lot. He was, his legacy lives on with Nutritional Frontiers. So I owe him a lot of gratitude, just like, I owe you, Jamie. But it's fantastic. And again, we share the things that we learned from Dr. Weiner. And again, we're just trying to take it up to the next level. And this is one of the things he always wanted. These educational talks, now technology has made it so you can just watch from the comfort of your living room. Or if you want to get in more depth, come on in. Let's try some samples.
Well, if you come in, I'll guarantee you two things. One, Joe's going to feed you for free, right?
We're gonna feed you. Yeah, we got a great, healthy, organic lunch.
And
Ready
what,
for
what's
everybody.
your favorite on the menu, Joe?
Well, grass-fed beef's always my favorite. So
there we
got
go.
that too. Yeah.
And Mike, what do you like from the Rise of Chalk?
I like the chicken and rice and the veggie platter. It's awesome. So again, it's a la carte. You can get whatever you want, vegetarian or
I do the Jamie D vegetarian special with chicken and eggs on it. So
nice.
I guess it's not vegetarian anymore, but I like the extra vegetables instead of the starch. But come on down. You can take the meals to go with you.
That's right.
You can eat outside. We got the canopy set up, so everybody's staying dry out there. Got a lot of people eating outside.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you're going to get extra samples when you come in. I've been loading people up with samples. We have samples of all the different formulas, including the CBD.
Yes.
So I love the liquid and the creams. So what are some of the clinical case studies you want to share about the CBD cream first, and then we go into the liquids?
Yeah. So one of my accounts.
One of the things people are stressed out is when they have a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what I know we use a lot of cream for, headaches, pain, that thing.
Right,
So,
pain and brain. But the cream, because of the unique transdermal technology that we're using, it goes way deeper. There's no smell to it. A lot of them taste like biofreeze and all that, or smell like biofreeze. So one of the cases, I have the unique experience working with all these different practices, all these different accounts, all different types of modalities, whether it's hospitals, whether it's naturopaths, whether it's medical doctors, chiropractors, and pharmacists, everybody in between. So everybody has their own take and experience, but so I have all these different resources at our exposure. So one of the first things with the CBD was one of my accounts whose father had tremendous pain, a serious car accident several years ago. He had pain, and especially in his hands, like burning sensation in his hands.
sounds like nerve pain when you say a burning sensation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a very difficult pain to help clear up.
Yep. So he tried the medication route and again, didn't like the side effects. And when it first came out, I'll never forget it. So she asked, would this help my dad? And I say the same thing I say to everybody. I don't know, but it won't hurt to try, right? Never hurts to try it. So I'll never forget it. I got a call from her that night. She tried it on her dad, and his pain was like out of 10. It was like a 10.
Which one did she try?
She tried the CBD cream.
Okay.
The cream to put it on his hands, because that's for any type of acute situation. And she called that night almost in tears of joy. She said for the first time ever, within 30 minutes, he started feeling it. He started feeling it, and within an hour, it was like greatly reduced. So that was my first exposure to it. I've done all kinds of workshops where pains were 8, 9, 10. Within 30 minutes, they're down
All right,
to
let's back up a
zero,
minute
one,
because
two.
he just said nerve pain
Right.
and tears of joy. How long did it take for it? Now, we're not making any claims, of course.
No.
We're just sharing with you some studies out there and some case studies of
Right.
people. So how long did it take before you noticed some improvement?
Yeah, so with the cream, again, the key is rubbing it in deep. You don't just apply it lightly, but you want to rub it in deep till it dries. And again, we have the free samples here for anybody to check it out. But within 15 minutes, 9 out of 10 people will experience. If it works, it usually works that fast, 15 minutes or less, usually, 5 minutes. So he started feeling it that soon. And then throughout the day, it started getting better and better. So it's one of the most unique things I've ever seen in doing it in the industry for 28 years now. So when it works, folks, it really works. It's also great for headaches and migraines, rubbing it on your
So you
temples and behind your
So
ears.
why does the cream work so well? I know that there's a lot of topical creams out there. What about this one, Joe?
This one works well because of the technology, the lipoderm delivery system. This is a fat soluble delivery system that's used by compounding pharmacists all over the country. They use it primarily for hormone creams because they know it'll deliver the hormones, the bioidentical hormones, through the skin into the blood. And it's doing the exact same thing with the CBD. It's getting it into the bloodstream, which is causing it to work that fast. You're bypassing the whole digestive system and the liver, everything. It's getting right into the bloodstream.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of there's a lot of products on the market people have tried, and if they bought them by price, they usually don't get good results. So don't lump all CBD or all vitamins together. Stuff you buy from the mass market or, God forbid, from the gas station is a lot different than what you'll buy from World of Wellness and other doctors out there. We work with thousands of doctors, especially on the East Coast, but throughout the USA. There's a big difference on the quality you're going to get from the mass market, even to some of the old vitamin stores or even Amazon. So anything you buy on Amazon does not have CBD in it. It's hemp oil. So do not buy that on there.
Right.
And there's a lot of products to buy on there, but we want to make sure you get something that's going to actually give you a therapeutic result.
A lot of places that I visited some of our accounts in Ohio last week, and they said that overall their CBD sales went down because of that reason. People were trying these cheap versions. It wasn't working, so they weren't buying it anymore. Now, the products that they have from Nutritional Frontiers, they still hold strong, but the overall market, they told me, has declined.
Well, that's why we predicted this too. When I first saw it at Get-Go, it's a gas station outside Pittsburgh.
Right.
I said, there's no way these products are going to sell and they'll be on clearance. And sure enough, within 3 to 6 months, they had them on clearance. And you don't see them
They're
anymore.
not there anymore.
Because people aren't getting results.
Right.
So don't lump them all in together. I love the transdermal cream. I was down in Southwest Florida last week. I was really working hard down there out in the Sunshine State.
I was in the sticks of Ohio.
Well, it's about the same.
Fun.
It's
Yeah,
East
it's
Coast.
close.
We're the same time
It's
zone
close.
at least,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I was down there. We called on Dr. Perlmutter's old office, owned by Dr. Roberts. And we went in there. We was talking to a young lady, Vonnie. And I said, I have samples. She goes, really? I said, you want to try one? So she put on her temple because she had a little bit of a tension headache. And she goes, wow, I can start to feel it. And I said, anything else? So she rubbed it on her thumb, similar to what you had going on. And about 5 minutes later, she started doing this. And then in our staff training, she came walking in and they go, what did you use? She goes, I use their cream. So there's a difference.
Doesn't it also have a topical effect for skin lesions?
Yes.
Right?
Yep. I actually use it on, well, it's gone. I was just looking for it. It's down to maybe a half of a dime size, about the size of a quarter. It's just rough skin or it look like a beginning of a, you get the little blemish on your skin. So I use it on that. I use it on any areas that you have a little bit of damage or you get cut or nicks or things like that. Have you heard about that too, Mike?
Yes. It does have wound healing effects and wound healing benefits. So any type of open sore, anything like that, I've seen results personally. And different doctors and accounts have told me it absolutely does help.
And I don't know if Phil's able to pull up a picture of the CBD cream or not. If you can't, that's okay. But just so people get a visual on it, because there are so many products out there. And one thing I want to show is that a lot of products are like the old Noxzema or
Yes.
makeup, where they got to scoop the cream in
Right.
and then lather it on. What's the challenge with that versus how our delivery system
Well,
works?
with that, you never have an exact dosage. You don't have the same dosage each time you use it. Every time you use it, you have something different. You don't know if you're getting a therapeutic amount or not. So with our transdermal cream, I mean, next to the lipoderm, the greatest thing was this pump. It comes in a pump application, and every single application is the same amount, 5 milligrams, every single pump. There it is right there, second one from the left.
Oh, I love how he's got all the different examples up there, right? So let's start with the cream.
Right.
We have an 8-count travel size. I know
Yep.
Mike provides very generously to a lot of people. We also have a 60 serving, and then the big boy, as you would call it, the 300 serving.
That's
So
right.
we always say to try them out, get some really good results. The reaction is usually people are shocked, right,
Mhm.
at how well it works.
Right.
So I know you had some other examples for tension headaches.
Tension headaches.
Is
if
this
you-
a headache you gave, or they just got it on their own?
Hopefully, I didn't give it to them.
Okay.
But if that's the case, I say, Doc, try it on the temples. Just take one little pump, one little bit on both sides of your temple and behind your ears.
Oh, behind the
Okay.
ears, though.
Right? So
Pressure
that
point right there.
that right there will know in minutes. And I've seen cases, serious migraines that nothing worked. This worked in 15 minutes or less. So that's another unique way you can use the cream that most people aren't familiar with as
And
well.
all the creams are on, all the CBD formulas from Nutritional Frontiers are on sale at the
That's
World of Wellness and also through Nutritional Frontiers. So if you're a healthcare professional out there and you have the privilege of working with Mike or Joe, well, take full advantage. We have these all in corporate specials throughout the month. So, okay, the cream really helps. I say for localized pain, right?
Right.
Right.
All right, and how do you use the liquids? Because I heard you say pain, brain, and sleep.
Right.
So how do you use the liquids?
So the liquids, which also are unique, because again, USDA certified organic, you get which separates it. We go through some extra processes and extra distillation
Yeah,
steps.
can you talk about the processing? Because I think a lot of people see one for $20 versus ours for $100. Why is that? It's not because we're trying to make more money.
No.
Where's a lot of that cost go?
So a lot of companies, where they're cutting corners, they're using chemicals to eliminate some of the impurities, or from where they're from, like you said, Mexico or China. A lot of them had mold on them, the hemp itself. So they have to put them in these big vats, and then they pour these chemicals in it, which aren't good for you, but it separates it. But that's the cheapest way you can do it. We're using a process called supercritical extraction. It's the cleanest, purest way to separate the product CBD from the hemp itself. And again, the end result is there's none of that bad stuff that we know you should be taking. And again, we have privilege of being behind the scenes in the industry. A lot of people don't. So we're trying to share this information with people so they really understand what they actually
Yeah,
put
we're
in their
transparent.
bodies.
You go right on cbdnf.com and look at our certificate of analysis, all the quality control. So first of all, we know where it comes from. USA, Colorado organic farms. And being as an organic farm, they don't use big machines, Joe,
That's
to
right.
pull down these crops. They hand cut them, very delicate, to keep the extract intact. And most importantly, not to use any herbicides, pesticides, or
Oh, God,
fumes from
that's
the
for sure.
equipment.
Because
How
hemp
important
has
is that?
it's very important, because hemp takes on all the properties of its environment. So if there are impurities in any form of pesticide or herbicide, it's going to concentrate in the hemp.
That's a great point. A lot of areas where they have damaged crops or fields, they'll plant the hemp there for a couple of years to extract a lot
That's
of
right.
chemicals, heavy metals, herbicides, and pesticides. So if you're not getting something from USA Organic, then that right away doesn't meet the criteria.
Yeah.
That's step one.
It's a red
Then Mike
flag.
had mentioned, well, how do they, you think about that. How do they get the ginkgo out of the plant, right? How do they get the hemp out of that plant? Well, they got to break it down and extract it. And they can do it with harsh chemicals,
Right.
or as Mike mentioned, supercritical CO2 extraction. That's high pressure gas.
That's it.
So no chemicals going in, no chemicals coming out.
That's right.
And then what's that last step? Distillation. That's normally
Right.
for alcohol or fish oil.
Right.
I haven't seen this before, and I've been in the field 30 years next week. Next Monday will be 30 years I've been doing this.
Woo, time's flying.
I
You're
know,
having fun,
can't
right?
believe it. Like a fine wine, just getting better with age.
And you're only 40, so how's that possible?
Well, I started young.
Yeah, of course.
Doogie Howser was my roommate
Yeah.
in college. So,
Awesome.
so what is the distillation, and why would we do that extra step?
Yeah, so we take it one step further, and you're right. I'm not seeing this with any other CBD. And if you are using any CBD right now, you should ask your supplier, ask your doctor, see what's going on, see if they can answer that. But it's an extra step that removes additional impurities even further, also removes any aroma as well. So again, you don't get that hemp smell, so to speak, and makes it taste better and cleaner. And especially the liquid, we have 4 flavors now to choose from. The original, the mint, cinnamon, lemon. So also very unique. I don't see those kind of flavors out there in the market, but I have so many people tell me it tastes the best. It lasts.
All right, well,
the
hold on a
longest.
minute, because
Okay.
sometimes these don't taste great. What's your favorite flavor, Joe?
Lately, I've been going for the mint.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice fresh breath, right?
Fresh,
You get the
yeah.
extra benefit of a
Like
breath
that.
mint and the benefit of the CBD. How about yourself, Mike?
I prefer mellow yellow. Right, that's what I like to call it.
The
But
lemon.
yes, the lemon. It's lemon zesty though. It's nice. And I've sampled this to all different types of workshops, like I said. And when I try them up, sample
You're not
them
going
all.
to ask what flavor I like?
Oh, sure,
Okay.
absolutely, Jamie.
Well,
What would
we
you
got
like?
mint, we got lemon, of course.
Your
Me,
cinnamon.
I like cinnamon.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
a little more sweet than these guys. So,
Yeah.
Great trivia question. That was my first girlfriend's name was Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, in kindergarten. So if anyone was wondering out there.
Nice.
So we got all flavors, and Phil likes organic, all natural, right? So we got 4 different flavors to choose from. And why do we have the different sizes? Because I love the little single servings.
Yep. So that's enough to wet the whistle to get you to taste it, right? To see how clean it is. And that's one of the reactions I always get from sampling this. People can't believe how good it tastes. And again, it just shows you all those extra steps pay off, and you can really taste the difference. And then they're going to feel the difference as well.
So let's talk about dosing, because that was the other thing that was challenging, right? You had a
Right.
lot of these really low dose products, or they put the dose on the label. That's for the whole bottle, 1,000 milligrams and
Yeah.
those things. So what type of dosing? Because I always like to get the best result with the lowest dose possible. I think for
Mhm.
CBD, that's important.
It is important for overall use. The liquids, you're going to get about 20-25 milligrams per dose on the liquid, and that's a great dose for most people. If you have a little bit more pain, you can go a little higher. It's safe. There is no high limit, but anywhere between 25, 50, 20, and 50, that's a good dose for most people. Really.
Yeah, and I tell people, don't get jammed up so much with the amount, right?
Right.
See what works and to try and get the best result, right? Because the liquid may be a little different. Gummies, I would give 1 to my kid. I may take 2 or 3 sometimes if I need it,
Mhm.
more for sleep purposes. But what's been your experience with dosing? Because I think that's the art of it, is finding that dose that gives you the result
Mhm.
without needing to take too much.
Yeah, if you're sensitive to any type of medications or vitamins, I would just start with half a dropper about 30 minutes before bed if you're using it for sleep purposes. If you're a little anxious during the day, you can take it then. But typically a full dropper, 1 full dropper filled up all the way, or 2 halves to make sure you're getting enough in there. Usually within a week, most people will see a difference. If you don't, then at that point, I say, double it up, right? So as Joe said, 1 to 2 doses work 9 out of 10 times for any of these type of pain, brain issues. Speaking of clinical things, another case study popped up is ADHD for kids. I had a case with 6 years old, severe ADHD, and did half a gummy, and within a week, like dramatic difference. Dramatic. The teachers couldn't believe it. The parents couldn't believe it. So, and by the way, our
safe
gummy,
for kids.
safe for kids,
Yeah.
absolutely. CBD is something that's naturally in our body, or it should be the endocannabinoid system is in our
right.
body. So we're just helping repair and fix that. So that's what's connected to the brain issues.
Yeah, and you can go a half a gummy, or even start with a drop of the liquid, right?
Exactly.
You get some
Yeah.
varieties on that. And then with the cream, I always say start with 1 or 2 pumps and
Mhm.
make sure you rub it right in. So
Right enough to cover
if
the
you're
area.
just tuning in, I'm Jamie Dorley. I got the Godfather, Joe Messino, and Mikey Gallagher here to talk about not only stress, but also mood, sleep, and all the different formulas that we have on promo this month, because people tend to get a little more stressed out this type of year. The last thing you want to do is have your mood or sleep affected.
That's right.
And pain's probably one of the biggest detractors from a good quality of sleep.
Yeah, I was just the last hour did a little sleep presentation, and other than mental stress, emotional stress, pain is going to keep more people up than anything else. We were talking about sciatic with Dr. Phil earlier today, and that's one of the things. I know I've had sciatic pain in the past, and we have them come in for manipulation, add some CBD cream to it, get it nice and penetrated in there. But that's pain that'll keep you up at night.
Oh, absolutely. So I hear a lot of stress and during the day. So other than the CBD, what other things can you do to help manage that?
Yeah. So one of our favorite formulas is called Calm Day. All right. So Calm Day, the name says it all. It's for daytime. It's meant to keep you focused, right? It takes the edge off, though. So should not make you drowsy, but when you do go to sleep, it resets your sleep cycle. So it will help improve your sleep quality, but it should not make you drowsy. And I know I work with a lot of staffs who can't live without it. The patient, let alone the patients of the doctors.
Especially our staff,
Right?
Especially when we're back in town.
Yeah.
Calm Day sales increased dramatically.
Yes.
So
I call it the natural Xanax, right? Because you can take the edge off. It's not going to have any negative side effects.
No
and
adverse
has a
effects.
positive side effect of improved sleep at night.
Yes.
Because it helps calm what I call the racing mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? People, that's what keeps most people up at night. Maybe they can fall asleep, but they can't stay asleep. That's because the mind is racing.
Yeah, I think people think of sleep generally as just for rest and recovery purposes, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Talk about some of the benefits of what we call good quality of sleep, Joe, because I know there's so many different things that we can tie into that. And the reverse is true. If you're not getting the sleep, that's the number one issue for people with weight gain.
Weight gain is number one.
Stress, right? Lack of energy. Those are things if you don't get the sleep. But what about when you do get a better quality sleep?
Well, the whole repair factor in your body kicks into gear. When you get a good REM sleep, you make growth hormone. And I've said for years that it should be called repair hormone because that's really what it's doing in your body. It's helping you to repair, whether it's from exercise or whether it's from injury or just from stress. You need to repair and produce growth hormone. If you don't get a REM sleep, you don't produce growth hormone. I was just talking about a book by Dr. Matthew Walker where he said sleep is your life support system. Less sleep equals less life. It's that simple.
Yeah, that is true. People that get a better quality sleep, they detoxify really well.
Yes.
They're making hormones usually between 3 and 6 a.m. They're recovering 100%. And then mentally, they're a lot sharper. When we talk about emotional wellness, if they're not getting good quality sleep, especially nowadays, I think people, tell us what's going on out there because you work with a lot of different doctors. And I think people are overwhelmed right now. Someone was just asking me about the new variant and the vaccine and all these things going on. It's very stressful for people.
Yeah. In the last 2 years, it's been up even more than what it was.
Oh.
And then you have people working both ends of the candle, as they say, the famous saying there. So they're burned out at their job. They're burned out on what's going on in the world. And they're having trouble sleeping and focusing during the day and then sleeping at night. So, and then we top on that, the holiday stress, which, let's keep piling it on, keep going further and further here.
Well,
so it's just never
I want to
ending.
tell people, we were talking in the lobby today at the World of Wellness. We got the Wine of Wellness Week going on throughout today and throughout the rest of the week, all the way through Saturday, December 11th. And great thing about the Wellness Week is that the camaraderie, the sharing of ideas and networking. And there's a woman earlier today, and she was asking about, she's stressed out. Now she got the vaccine, right? She's stressed out. I says, look, if you get the shot or don't get the shot, what else are you going to do? Right. So you got to focus on what you can do, not what may happen or did happen or didn't happen. So I think that's where a lot of people's stress comes from is, they're worrying about what could happen rather than focusing on what you can do about it.
Right.
So we have Calm Day. What other things? Maybe somebody's down and out. They're depressed. What are some nutrients that help a lot with, lifting somebody up?
Well, the B vitamins absolutely will always help with all your different neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, GABA. So we make a fantastic B vitamin, most absorbable B vitamin on the market called Super B Complete. But then we have a lot of those B vitamins in the Calm Day, which we already talked. And then we also have them in a formula called Mood Lift. That is really helpful for
Well, I think
the
a lot of
depression
people hear
aspect.
B vitamins and think, oh, it's only B vitamins, right?
Right.
But you have these neurotransmitters in the brain, right?
Mhm.
Dopamine, serotonin, GABA, epinephrine, norepinephrine. These are all chemicals in your brain. And if you want to make those, which we all want to, you ever hear someone say they have a chemical imbalance? The doctor's right, they do. It wasn't born that way,
Right.
and they can actually rebalance it.
That's right.
The B vitamins, that's why these are vital for anyone who has an overworked mind. Maybe you guys, myself, Phil, and everyone else in here, right? The B vitamins are the building block for the neurotransmitters.
Correct.
And without them, you don't build adequate levels. And what do most people do to manage their stress, Joe?
Yeah, they go to some other chemical that depletes them even more,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they go to the chemical sedatives and the antidepressants, and maybe something as simple as just alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to do it too, or sugar is going
Yeah.
to do it as well.
Sugar, caffeine,
Yeah.
nicotine, alcohol, those are some of the more common things, let alone the over the counter or the prescription medication. So, folks, something as simple as a Super B complete can have dramatic changes.
Your
for people.
body's first line defense against any type of stress are B vitamins.
So you look at B and you mentioned, all right, that's the foundation.
Right.
And what about the mood lift?
The Mood Lift, then we take it one step further. We have ginkgo in there, and we have 5-HTP, tryptophan, and that unique combination is better than just tryptophan by itself, which has a lot of great research on for depression. But now it's going to last even longer when you combine it with the Bs. So the Mood Lift would be something for people who are really challenged with actually the holiday blues and depression. Right now, I get the best clinical results at 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And I was sharing this
I
story.
thought you meant 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, 2 in the morning,
Okay.
2 in the morning, AM,
AM, okay.
AM, and 2 in the evening, right? It takes a couple weeks. Typically, we'll definitely know one bottle, but typically 2 weeks is where I get hear from people who've tried it. And in one case, we have hundreds of cases, but one case in particular is one of my other accounts who recently.
Oh, this is going to be a big one, Joe.
Yeah, she recently just came back from the family from vacation. Just spent a week in Disney. She comes back and her husband dies that night in cardiac arrest.
So he's a young guy,
Young
right?
guy. This is early 50s.
Oh my God.
No prior heart issues, no prior health issues. Just suddenly, and life can take sudden turn. We all know that. So she reached out to me. She didn't want to go the drug route. She said, "Do you have anything nutritionally that we can help support her?" And we said, "Absolutely." So she started the Mood Lift, and she absolutely swears by it. Dramatically helped her. She's now recommended it.
How long
quite
did it
often.
take before she started noticing results?
You know,
That's the question we always get.
It was
right?
about
Yeah.
one to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
1 to 2 weeks, she told me, which is typically faster than the medical side of it. And she swears by it. She's been recommending. She's telling all the chiropractors about it as well now in her area. So the people who try it, really get great
Yeah, it's
testimonials.
interesting. You mentioned serotonin, right? So
Mhm.
we think of that in dopamine, pain and pleasure, right? So oftentimes people will take things like HCP, hydroxytryptophan. That will actually increase serotonin, but the problem is it breaks down real quick. So people have a little bit of a surge of feeling good, then it drops down, and that drastic shift sometimes is worse than the original depression. So what we did is with our research team is that we added in magnesium, some B vitamins, and ginkgo. Ginkgo actually inhibits the breakdown of the serotonin, so you get a much longer effect in the brain, and people feel a lot better.
Right, and it does work fast. You normally, with nutritional protocols, we tell people to give it a little time.
Yeah.
Because it's at the cellular level and it's changing a chemistry. But I've had people on Calm Day that within days, not weeks, days.
Yeah, sometimes the
saved
same
their
day,
life.
right? Yeah.
I've
Saved
seen
their life.
30 minutes or less for some,
Uh
right?
oh, he beat us, Joe.
Yeah,
He always
even
does.
faster.
It's like name that tune. He can do it in 30 minutes.
30 minutes or less. So come on now.
Well, I'm going to read a quick testimonial because, this person was really suffering. Got her on Mood Lift and Superbiotics, right? And Super B Complete. And her last text to me was for my sanity and the safety of my children, can you please send the Mood Lift out immediately? So I got it to her, and I met with her and another person, And we're all sitting around talking about it. And she was bragging. The other person, does that really work? She goes, I don't know what's in it. She goes, but it's the best I felt in years. And that's just doing the move lift 2 twice a day with 2 super be complete. Fantastic results. So there's some ways people can really help manage their emotional wellness throughout not only the holidays, but build it into next year.
Right.
I like what you said, Joe. You got to be really careful of just throwing the towel in. How many people do that this time of year?
Oh God, yeah. They figure that
It started
it's
at
hopeless.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, it's hopeless. I'm just going to let it go through to New Year's. I'm just going to,
My
let it
buddy's,
go, and then I'll start.
My buddy's a well-known trainer down in the Southeast, and he says, my clients are really disciplined until Christmas, and then New Year's. He says, and then their birthday. He says, and then 4th of July, and then Tuesdays. Tuesdays is a hard day.
Yeah.
So his point was, look, it's never too late to jump on, and don't jump off and throw the towel in. His program recommends that, during the holidays, you can enjoy some meals, but don't, if it's a bad meal, don't make it a bad day. And he says, a bad day, don't make it a bad week.
Great advice.
And if you have a bad week, which is rare, don't make it a bad month. So you don't want to throw the towel in. You can still enjoy. I like some activity and physical exercise,
Great stress reliever too.
Yeah. Get the stress down. That really helps a lot. Even going for a walk is really helpful, right? It could be inside or outside, depending on where you are, and the weather and those types of things. Prayer, meditation, right?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Right?
It's all really helpful.
All together.
So that's the foundation of what you got to build on. And then you got to add in the right foods and the right
I was just going to say, yes, the food's a big part of it because those are a lot of the causes of the chemical imbalances or the foods because you're ingesting too many chemicals.
And I think we really got to start at the first meal of the day, right? Because so many people skip that meal, right? I understand if someone's doing keto or intermittent fasting, but most people are not. They're just skipping breakfast, probably because they're too full from the night before or don't have time, or don't have something that's really good to eat because they're running behind schedule. That's where the shake comes into place. I'm just finishing my second Power Cleansing Greens. So the importance of that shake is really to give all the nutrients the brain and the body needs. So that the blood sugar is balanced because your brain runs off of glucose. And when your sugars go up and down, how do you feel?
Crash and burn. Up and down all day long.
Yeah, so you may feel really anxious, then you're feeling down, depressed. And look, these flavoring experts at these big companies, right? Doritos and Mountain Dew and those things, they are paid big bucks to get you addicted to those foods.
That's for sure.
So I've evolved over time to where I say to people, look, don't even do that sparingly. I was talking to a gentleman here on Saturday. A couple that's been coming here brought them in, and they're 20 years older and much better health. So we started talking about meeting with Dr. Ashley Razi. He's coming back tomorrow. She's a naturopath here at the World of Wellness, and she specializes in food programs and also functional digestion.
Yeah, that's it.
So she really helps out, like tying it in, helping you create menus and shopping plans and recipes and making it fun, right?
Yep.
So we're talking on Saturday, and I said, well, what do you drink? He says, Coke Zero. I says, oh, man. I said, if you had one of those in a blue moon, it'd be one thing. I said, you drink those weekly. He said, I drink them every day. I said, well, how many? 8 to 10 a day.
Oh.
I said, no wonder. I said,
But it doesn't have any sugar.
I told him, you're better off drinking the regular. I said, you're going to have a soda once in a while. Do that.
Yeah.
But you can't drink these every day. So you have diabetes, weight, pain, all the thyroid, all the different chronic conditions that people think they should normally get. But a lot of it was tied into the diet. So, folks, some of these things you don't want to do even on your bad days.
No.
Right? No. That's where I think the nutrients come in, having some cool recipes, going to some different restaurants and stores, and finding stuff that's fun. I know you like to do organic coffee, right? Big difference on that versus getting something that's cheap.
Absolutely, and then you can take that and to the next level and add a little cafe mocha to it, right? The Super Shake Cafe Mocha, and I've been making them for the staff here.
I did on Saturday here. I added the Nido Keto because that's very creamy for the coffee. So if you're gonna do coffee, do an organic one. Do one. I always say do before you work out. and then a little Nido Keto too, because it will cream
Can't
up
beat
real
it.
nice, and you're getting extra nutrients from it.
Yeah.
Do you have any special tips for people? I know you practice what you preach.
Yeah, again, I agree 100% with what you said as far as the first meal of the day.
Hold
breaking
on a
your
minute. Did you
fast.
say he agrees 100%?
Yes.
Are you recording this? All right. I got it.
Yes, on
Send me that
tape, baby.
part.
It's on tape. Yeah, but yeah, and then eat smaller, frequent meals throughout the day. Don't eat these 3 large ones, and always have healthy protein, healthy good fats, healthy carbs. You know, again, I travel around. I got my lunch bag with me, turkey breast,
Yes, it's
fruit,
famous.
right?
Yes.
Because again, I pass 1,000 fast food places every day.
Yeah.
All these temptations.
And you
That's
can't
the
wait
thing.
till you're hungry, right?
Right.
So
you
I
can't
like
wait.
that idea. The idea of the smaller meal is that your body can break down, absorb, assimilate, and excrete smaller amounts. You're not bloated to where your stomach hurts or you need some, kind of medication or something, right? So smaller meals
Yep.
a little more frequently, right?
Yep.
So smaller the amounts, your body can actually tolerate them. And then I like to do is if you're going to eat a bigger meal, especially around the holidays, my secret weapon is Probzone.
Oh yeah. Have them on
I'll
hand.
take 2 or 3 before I eat anything.
Yeah.
And then I'll do 1 or 2 later on if I need it. So I like the smaller meal idea. I like incorporating a shake, especially every morning.
And, you know,
Your
Jeremy,
first
even
meal.
if you mentioned intermittent fasting, even if you do that, the first meal can still be the shake.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Works perfect.
What you
Simple
don't want
and
to do is intermittent fasting and then your first meal is chicken wings, right?
No,
Right.
I've seen that before.
Look at this.
Ashley,
Wow.
8
8
pounds
pounds,
in
2
2
weeks.
Nice.
Well, here we
All
go.
right, Sam.
Working
D'Alessandro,
with Ashley.
doing great work. So, my wife did real well on the program. So a lot of people really followed her program, gotten fantastic results. And, she makes it easy, simple, and fun.
Yeah.
There's no
it
gimmicks here. It's
concentrates
about
on what you can eat, not what you can't.
you read my mind, Joe. Oftentimes you go to, and then there's no prepackaged meals. She may incorporate a shake or something, but you go to these other ones, Weight Watchers, or they incorporate these prepackaged meals that are loaded with chemicals.
Oh my God, yeah.
And sodium.
Yeah. Food in the mail.
And they don't even count fruit or veggies on those
No,
either.
that's
right.
right.
So you still got to pay for that.
You still gotta pay.
Yeah, and that doesn't teach you for the rest of your life how to do it. Ashley will do that.
No.
She's a coach.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a coach. Even professional athletes have coaches help them, guide them through this process. I highly recommend Ashley. She's fantastic.
So there's a lot of ways you can manage your stress, mood, sleep, and pain throughout the holidays, and add in extra support for digestion. But don't throw the towel in. That's my advice from now till New Year's. And I found that most people do New Year's resolutions in January. You know when men do them?
Before bathing suit season.
Yeah. Good answer. Before bathing suit season, which is the Monday after the Super Bowl.
That's
the
Monday
Super
at the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's right.
So most
That's
women
right.
jump on the program in January. So I always say is start your New Year's resolutions today. I don't care what day that is, start today. It's never too early or late to start a program, and give yourself some time. You gotta work with a coach. I recommend scheduling with Dr. Ashley Rozzi. Is she still taking patients?
Absolutely. Yes.
So how do we
Give us a call.
contact her? Maybe Phil can put the number up there.
Phil.
412-922-WELL. That's 412-922-9355. You can schedule an appointment. The nice thing with our doctors here, you don't need to meet with them 3 times a week forever.
No.
Usually about up to 5 appointments. Then they put you on the maintenance program.
Exactly. They want you to get better, not need them for the rest of their lives. And she's excellent at that. Everybody we have here is excellent at that. Jamie, you were just saying, don't wait till New Year's. Because, I remember you and me talking about this at Halloween. I said, don't wait. And then it was Thanksgiving. Don't wait. Now it's Christmas. Don't wait. Do it now.
Yeah, and I like to have that balance because, I was talking to a family member. She goes, oh, I'm so mad I'm not losing. I said, don't worry right now. Focus on what you are doing. You're going to the gym. You're drinking water, right? You're taking your vitamins. I said, you're eating good foods and you eat a little bit of extra around the parties. That's okay. You're going to do that anyway.
Sure.
Don't eliminate all the other things because that's going to help with your emotional wellness during the holidays when you need it the most, right?
Right. And focus on what you think. Where you said circle control, right? Circle control. Focus on what you can control and avoid the things you can't. All right.
Is that a G-ism?
No, that's a famous saying. Circle
Right.
control. Yeah.
Some people don't focus on the circle of
Yeah.
control.
Or
But,
circle
yeah.
of trust.
Yeah.
So,
So thanks so much, Philly Phil on the board. Thanks to the Godfather Joe. Thanks to DMG D Mike Gallagher.
They go.
my privilege.
For all the
Thank you.
experience. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for your support. We'll be down here tonight till 7 p.m. And all week we will be here at the Wellness Week. So come on down, folks. We are open and the food is on the grill.
Oh, come on down. We want to see you. We want to see your face. Come on down.
Have a great day. Happy
Come on
holidays.
down.
And